of SNS Pigskin Picks here with Jeremiah Sheen. I'm Sheen Sandhu. We are
Yo,
going to recap Jets and SF. What were your thoughts, Jer?
uh, you know, um, I knew Jets were going to get out to a slow start, especially after Aaron Rodgers' injury. They say he's 100%. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
And I think it showed a little bit tonight. The Jets still have, they do have some talent, but San Francisco is still a top tier team. I'm not sure why some people think they're going to take a step backwards this year. I really think they're still going to dominate. They might do that mid-season, slump that they always do, but I still think
Mhm.
they're going to run away with their division and or the conference again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small sample size. They look good. They still haven't faced the meat of their schedules, so we shall see. But I mean, the rushing game, I thought was a huge difference here.
Oh
180
yeah,
to 68.
yeah. That is he a young guy they had in there tonight? He was running
It's
wild
okay,
there.
but you know, yeah, he only had 21 attempts. Brock Purdy did okay, 19 of 29, 230 yards, no touchdowns. And all in all, I thought it was just SF dominating the rushing game with surprisingly no Christian McCaffrey. And yeah, Garrett Wilson did okay, and Lazard had his 2 touchdowns. But yeah, Brees Hall didn't really do much. So it was a one-sided
Oh
affair.
yeah, no, I'm all over. The Jets as soon as they get on there. They're not taking any bets for the Jets yet.
Yeah, it's off the board right now, but it should
Yeah.
should pop on probably by tomorrow morning, I'm thinking. So
Oh, they're going to win that
yeah,
game for
that's
sure in Tennessee.
well, let's hope so. I mean, Tennessee should be pretty pissed off. They'll be their home opener.
No, I
Jets will
understand.
be
I think the Jets, if they have the talent, they're going to show it this game because if they can't beat Tennessee, then I don't know what they're doing. I know they're on the road and
right.
everything, but
But I mean, Tennessee has weapons, as we know. Who knows if they actually play a four-quarter game? Jets may just squeak out with a 3-point victory. I mean, it is another road game, so that one will be tough for them. SF also goes on the road for their next game. They'll be in Minnesota, and I think they escaped with no injuries. But McCaffrey, who knows, is questionable for week 2, and it'll be in a dome, so the weather should be all good there. And
maybe a little revenge for Darnold, give me up,
I think
I'll
so.
show you guys. Yeah.
I think so. But I mean, I think Darnold really sharpened his skills with SF. Like, he was in like loser ass teams with Carolina and Jets, and you know what I mean. At least
Yeah.
SF gave him some winning
Winning
tradition, I
feeling.
guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So at least he's like, okay, I know what it feels like to win. So that'll be a good game. I think the spread on that one's like 5.5. Interesting to see what will happen with that game. Um, what else were your thoughts on this game? I thought it was just pretty one-sided, and
Well,
SF
Jake
just got the ball
Moody,
control
six field goals, a beast kicker, man. Like get him on a fantasy, right?
for sure.
Like
He's
that's
pulling the Boswell.
what's the record in a game for field goals? Do you know?
I don't know what the total record is, but I
Oh,
know
six got to be damn close, right?
it's probably like 8 or 9, some crazy like weather game or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm honestly most kicking records slip my mind, but yeah, let's finish that recap, and get some get some thoughts on the final game of week 1. What was um what was your most disappointing performance? Which team disappointed you the most, and which team surprised you the most in week 1?
Oh, that's not hard at all. The Cincinnati Bungles.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to believe that a couple years ago they were in the Super Bowl and could have won it, and
Yeah.
Man, I just, I don't see them beating Kansas City. They do have Kansas City's number. That being said, anything can
Traditionally, yeah.
happen is the NFL. But yeah, I think Kansas City's on this trajectory now where I don't think they're going to lose too many games this year. And biggest surprise. Well, even though they lost, I'm gonna say Jacksonville. They looked good. Like they did take
Hmm.
control of that game for, Miami was at home, so they found a way to win. But
Right.
I was surprised. They looked on it. The defense looked good, and like I wasn't really expecting much out of them. So that's
I mean, I expected them to win the division, so I expected a little bit more, but I was definitely disappointed by Cincinnati. That was really bad. They got one touchdown, so nothing really there for them to take on to the next week. I think you just wrap it up as just one bad game and move on. But yeah, that killed a lot of people in money line parlays, teasers, Survivor, everything you name it. So tough one for them. Um, what else? I think the most surprising team for me was New England. The same game. I mean, they weren't anything great on offense, but the defense showed up. I thought they were the best unit of the four out there in that game. Since his offense was terrible and their defense was okay, I guess. I like what I saw for New England. Who knows if it carries over, but definitely the most surprising team for me because I mean I thought they were going to lose. So yeah, and definitely an interesting week.
Yeah,
Any other final thoughts?
I was definitely thinking like, is Cincinnati this bad or is New England's defense, are they showing up? Like that was definitely my first thought
Yeah.
after seeing, that first half and all. But then Cincinnati started to come back, and I didn't really watch that game too. Well, I didn't have that game, but
Hmm.
yeah, Pittsburgh surprised me too. Um,
Yeah.
they didn't wow, but yeah, I think they're gonna win next week too, and I think the defense is gonna carry them.
Yeah, they're laying three, I think now in most books. So that's an interesting game. I mean, Denver's home opener as well. They're coming off a kind of disappointing second half. Pittsburgh should be riding high. I don't know. I probably lean the under in that game, but
Always.
I'm not too surprised at what they did because I mean I took them plus the four. I knew it was going to be an ugly smash mouth game, and I knew Atlanta wasn't ready for that, so I wasn't too surprised there. But I think Mr. Payton will have his boys ready for week two. I think that's anyone's game, but who knows? We'll talk more on that, and we'll have a review coming up here of the Sunday night game, the Rams and Lions. And we'll also come up with our gold, silver, and bronze picks for week two, and anything else we can think of in the mix. Anything else you'd like to add, Jer?
I'd like to add that the Eagles are gonna kick some butt this year.
Yes, they're on Monday night, week two, and
Yeah, game of the week, baby.
that spreads up to 6.5 now. So it's just climbing. So that'll be interesting. But yeah. Okay, well, we'll thank everyone for listening and watching on this episode and recap of the 49ers beating the Jets. And we will be back next time on SNS Pigskin Picks.